Precious time with his wife Diane and their grandkids. It's what a new drug will give Joel, who at 67 has early onset Alzheimer's. It won't stop the cruel disease, but it will slow it. Today, it was approved for use here in Australia. Something families and doctors are smiling about, but it's not cheap. Joel and his wife Diane join me along with Professor Michael Woodward from the Memory Clinic at Austin Health. It's really nice to see all of you. Joel and Diane, hope probably isn't something you felt for a while. Are you feeling it today?
Yes, there is some hope.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So Joel, you're not elderly. You're 67. You hadn't even retired when you were diagnosed 3 years ago with Alzheimer's. What impact has it had on your life?
I set myself a task and I will go to execute that task and find that in the process of executing it, I've forgotten what I'm really in the process of doing. For instance, I'll go to get a screwdriver from the shed out the back to fix a lamp or something. So I go up to the backyard, up into the shed, unlock the shed door and work out and say, now what was I up here for? Yeah. So it can become and does become very frustrating.
Diane, I'm guessing this isn't how you pictured these years playing out as Joel's carer.
Absolutely not. No, we had no plans for retirement, no plans for anything. Joel was just going to keep on working and the day we got the diagnosis, life changed dramatically. Joel needs help now with everything. He doesn't quite understand the changes in him. So where he says, you know, I struggle with a couple of things, he struggles with a lot of things, just normal day-to-day things, knowing what day it is, knowing what month it is, where he is, what time it is. Even to do this interview, it's been, I've explained it over and over and over to him.
Joel, is that frustrating?
Yes, extremely frustrating.
Yeah. Okay, but you know what? Now there's hope. And Professor, talk about a good day at work, right?
Look, what a wonderful day. We've been working on developing treatments for Alzheimer's in our centre here at the Austin for 32 years now. And this is the first significant drug that actually removes, it targets the disease process, the amyloid plaques that are causing the symptoms. So Joel and Diane potentially now have the possibility of receiving a drug that will actually remove all of the amyloid that's causing Joel's symptoms and do so within 18 months. I would regard that as a good day at work.
You know what? That's the best day at work you could hope for. But this drug, it isn't a cure. It only works for patients in the early stages of the disease. But it could give patients a better life, right?
Absolutely. If we started early enough, we can add up to 1, 2, even 3 years of good quality of life before the patient is as they would have been without the drug. And when you think of it, for Joel's a bit younger, but most people that we treat are in their 70s and 80s, and adding 2 or 3 years of higher quality of life would be a very good outcome. So we're not going to return to the memory we had before the disease had its onset. We're not going to return to how we were in our 30s, but we can still expect a significant improvement in quality of life.
And from what you've heard from Joel and Diane, do you think Joel is potentially a candidate?
Yeah, Joel's very much a potential candidate. We hopefully will have the drug in the country in the next month or two. It's going to be very expensive and there's going to be logistics about how we actually deliver the drug, but our centre, which you might be able to see in the background, has been infusing people with drugs like this for several years.
You make the point there that it's going to be expensive. It is not on the PBS. That's something that will be reviewed in July. So at the moment, what is the cost? Because, you know, something this important shouldn't just be available to those with deep pockets.
I thoroughly agree, and hopefully the PBS decision will be positive.
Do you know what that cost is, Professor?
I believe it's about $47,000 a year, which is obviously very expensive and out of the affordability for many of our patients. But you've got to remember that many drugs start this way. Drugs for cancer, when we have breakthroughs in cancer drugs, some of those drugs are $200,000, $300,000 a year, and eventually, in most cases, they're subsidised.
Okay, so Professor, how much pressure do you want us to be putting on the government right now to get this on the PBS?
Oh, I think we'll wait and see what the PBS says before we start putting pressure. If they do give us a positive nod in July, I'm delighted. Now, I don't want everybody listening to this to feel, OK, I'll just go down to the GP and start on this drug soon. It's more complex than that. Potentially tens of thousands of Australians will be suitable for this drug, and hopefully it will become affordable if the PBAC make the right decision.
It's just so wonderful to be sitting here and talking about this, some good news in the Alzheimer's disease space, because we just haven't heard any in a really long time. But Diane, you were nodding your head there when we were talking about the cost and getting it on the PBS. How do you find out if Joel qualifies? And look, how do you go with the cost of it, if he does?
Well, that cost would be just totally out of the question for us. Michael's our doctor, so Michael will tell us whether Joel's eligible or not. We've got everything crossed that he is, because to give him some extra time at this stage in our life would be just absolutely invaluable.
Diane, you know what it is. I mean, more quality time with your gorgeous husband. Can't put a price on that. That's priceless.
Absolutely. I cannot. We were meant to grow old together, you know, and we have this contract signed, piece of paper from when we first met that said we had a contract for 99 years and 99 more. We didn't count on this.
Hey, Joel, you got to hold up your end of the bargain here, mate.
Yes, looking at all resources available.
Yeah. Joel, what would it mean to get access to this?
Oh, it would be a miracle, really. It means that hopefully I can enjoy a longer life without the complexities that we have now come to recognise, to be able to live the normal life that you've always hoped and everybody hopes they would be in a position to enjoy would be marvellous, absolutely marvellous.
Look, I really hope it works out for you, Diane and Joel. It is an extraordinary breakthrough. We just need to make sure it's available to everyone. I want to thank you all so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.